I was doing a course at the City Lit, and it was to do with hand embroidery and beading. And I heard about this competition, and I came through to the museum and had a look around, but I couldn't find anything I really wanted to work with. And I remembered I had this card, which I bought years and years ago, and I loved it so much that I never sent it. So I remember that I had this, and I thought, actually, why not work from the card? So I called up the V&A and asked to see the original, which just was inspired by the colours, the burst of colour in the coat, the big clouds, and just the sense of freedom in the picture. It's actually a fashion illustration. It's actually a fashion illustration from the 1920s. And I came along, had a look at it, and started working on a few sketches. I really liked the idea of the clouds and the birds in the clouds, and started working with stylized motifs for clouds and stylized motifs for birds and so on. And this is a full-scale version of a cloud and the sea. And I also came up with this draft collage using tissue paper, because my piece actually uses organza, which is similar to tissue paper in that it's transparent, and the colours kind of merge and intensify, or merge and dissipate. And in the end I used machine embroidery for the water, and lots of layers of organza for the clouds, and I used some bundle web for making silhouettes of the birds. Organza is a material that's quite see-through, it's quite stiff, and I love the way it's transparent and it catches lights in different settings. And I use taffeta, which I don't have an example, and I use a lot of hand embroidery and a lot of beading. This is beaded by hand. This, on the other hand, is beaded using a technique called tambour. Tambour is a technique that came over from India in the 18th century, and it was brought over because it's a quicker way of beading, and it's a very strange looking needle. The way it works is to go from underneath and pick up threads. So you're picking up threads from underneath the fabric. So it's very different from sewing. It's almost like crochet but upside down. And that's tambour. It's one of my favourite techniques, actually. I love